Darius. Thank you very much. Kouyateh has allowed to speak with you. Will you give him a hand of applause? Thank you. Thank you very much. So will you proceed? Fallah. Thank you very much. We also called today Candidate for Senator Jemima Fallah. She's still absent and we're well around. Thank you very much. Today we have gracefully got 3 candidates yet to arrive, to speak with us. Candidate Thamas P. Fallah, candidate Sheikh, Kouyateh, and candidate Darius, Dillon. All great people. This is a competition for opportunity.
So please, if you hear these rules, take them seriously. Rule number 1, all phones on silence. All phones. Rule number 2, no clapping. No clapping during the debate unless allowed or requested by the moderators. Rule number 3, no booing. Absolutely no booing and jeering during the course of this debate. Rule number 4, unauthorized questions. Unauthorized questions are prohibited during this debate. Rule number 5, concession. Concession in presentation. Give concise answers to questions and stick to the issues. Candidates are required to give concise answers to questions during this debate. Rule number 6, the timeline for speech. Candidates are requested to observe the projected timelines for speeches during the debate. The timeline for this debate are electronically projected with ends indicated by appropriate alarms, bell, or ring sound. Do call debate. Rule number 7, profanity and hate speech. Profanity and hate speeches are prohibited during the debate. Rule number 8, personal attacks. Personal attacks are undesired at all Ducal debate sections. Rule number 9, battle cries. Absolutely no battle cries are allowed during this debate, meaning no Party A, zikwe, 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 zikwe. Party B, zikwe, zikwe, zikwe. It's not allowed in here. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, it's the big one called alcohol. The big one, absolutely no alcoholic beverages are allowed at all Ducal debate sections.
Well, we bring you greetings from Internews. Internews is a media development organization, and we are in Liberia since 2016, working with the Liberian media through the funding or through funding from USAID. As it relates to this ongoing debate, we are working with 3 media organizations: CIMEF, the Press Union of Liberia, and LMDR. We are conducting these debates across the country. CIMEF is responsible for the western region of Liberia. The Press Union of Liberia is responsible for the southeast region of Liberia, why LMD is taking over Montserrado and the central region of Liberia, otherwise known as the vote-rich counties of Liberia. Last week, and at about this time, we were in Maigibi, and on Sunday, we were in Bonn. Few days ago, CMF, held by Malcolm Joseph, was in River Cess, and yesterday they concluded Grand Bassa. The essence of these gatherings are aimed at allowing you, the voters, to interact with those that are hunting for your power, to cross-check them and have frank discussion. We anticipate that you will create a safer environment, that this interaction will be friendly and it will yield a needed result. To conclude, we bring you greetings from our Chief of Party, Leon Bash, and the rest of the team at Internews, and we hope that this event will be a success. Thank you very much, Mr. Colley.
All these candidates so that they can speak with you. We call Abraham Darius Dillon. We called Sheikh Kouyateh. We called Thamas P. Fallah. We called Sia Tandam Pole. She has backed off the race. She indicated that to us. And we called Jemima Wolokoli. Don't make a mistake. We have got relations with all these people. They are friends and relatives. Jemima Wolokoli is, for example, my aunt. Don't make a mistake. Through presentation on trending issues, on to questions between them, amongst them, and then you will ask questions. If you give us the intelligent time, our wish is that you will remain civil so that you understand what they're going to talk. This country is for all of us. At any one time, somebody will win. That's God. That's life. Let's not make it an agitation for nothing. We therefore want to bring you, there are several issues that we have chosen as what we call the topical trending issues today. And so we want to ask, again, Wimon Jalako Boys, one of our moderators, to bring you the trending issues of the day. Thank you.
It is my distinguished honor to present to you trending issues of Montserrado County ahead of December 8, 2020 midterm senatorial election. These issues were not developed. We did not develop them on our own. We held consultations with you, the electorates, the candidates, and stakeholders of this country, so that we know what are the things that affect us as a people of Montserrado County, Liberia. And so the training issues come in two categories. We got the local training issues and the national training issues. We take the local training issues of Montserrado County. Issue number one, the growing wave of general insecurity, parading street gangsterism, recent mysterious and conspicuous deaths, and armed robbery in Montserrado County, in particular, in Liberia in general. Issue number two, increased drug and substance uses and abuse by youth in Montserrado County. Education, academic and vocational for Montserrado County youth as a fight against the wave of drugs and substance abuse. We want to hear the candidates take and plan for action. Accountability in the management of Montserrado counties. We want to also know the candidates' 90-day urgently needed deliverable. We have invited you and invited the candidates to address these issues so you can listen to them and make a determination from right here. We move to the national issues. Issue number 1 at a national level, the issue of the referendum and its postponement. What do the candidates know and think? Citizenship that has to do with dual citizenship for natural-born Liberians, tenure of president, senator, and representatives, and elections date changed from second Tuesday in October of each elections to second Tuesday in November. These are the things that our candidates are going to address. Rise in gender-based violence, rape in particular. What actions should await perpetrators? Life sentence or death penalty, vis-a-vis the current Liberian rape law. Coming face to face with Liberia's violent war past, what do the candidates support? Restorative or retributive justice? Tackling corruption and improving overall national economy of Liberia. The influx of refugees fleeing political tensions from Liberia's neighbors, the Ivory Coast and Guinea, for example. What's the nation's coping mechanism, and what can you contribute to this coping mechanism?
We will begin with self-introduction and platforms, vision. And this list drawn today was not drawn by us. This is what we got from the NEC. That's the body responsible for this work with elections. So we went by alphabet, we went alphabetically by quote-unquote the last name. Therefore, Darius Dillon will be the first to speak. Dillon will talk to us for 5 minutes on his ambition, who he is, why he wants to be our senator in Montserrado.
I'd like to greet my colleagues.
Is it at your level? Please come back and give Darius his fair chance. Good.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah,
We want to make sure everybody hears you.
I'm very okay.
All right. So you ready?
Fire.
Fire.
Thank you. I'd like to say good morning to my colleagues on the platform and good morning to all of our citizens of Montserrado County for showing interest in this debate and for coming to watch us present ourselves to you. I'd like to welcome and appreciate the media for being present, my office staff, and the Ducal debate team for organizing this debate. I want to say thank you. I'd like to begin first by observing a moment of silence for the passing of the brother of the Vice President, Joy Howard Taylor, who lost her brother late yesterday evening, Zizi Howard. Please join me in a few seconds of silence to his memory. May his soul and the souls of all faithful departed rest in peace. Thank you. My name is Darius Dillon. I am Senator of Montserrado County, and I'm contesting to retain my seat. I have been Senator for 1 year. I've been married for the last 30 years. And my platform is simple, to keep the light on. This one? Okay. My platform is simple, but very courageous, to keep the light on. Last year, I asked you for your votes so that we can turn the light on. And you listened to me, and you gave me your vote. And today, I'm asking you to allow us to retain our seat so that we can keep the light on. Our platform is based on reform. If we don't reform where we are, we have no standing and courage to reform ourselves so that the people can benefit. Even the Bible says, take the speck or the coal from your eye so you can be able to see. To tell another person that they have coal in their eye, to clean it. The legislature is the place for check and balance and not the place for yes sir or yes ma'am. The legislature is a place of constructive engagement. And some people think constructive engagement means say yes to everything. Then it means you're constructive. Constructive engagement with courage also means say no when it is time to say no in the collective and best interest of the country and the people. The legislature, especially the Liberian Senate, is where the last vetting committee of the Republic, the last vetting committee of the Republic for people to enter into public service at a certain category under the confirmation hearing authority. It needs people who have courage to say yes, this person can go, or no, this person can go on good grounds, not just on partisan sentiment. My platform is to ensure that we do check and balance. Without check and balance, you have dictatorship in the executive. And in a democracy, there is no room for dictatorship. Our platform is to ensure that system works. System works than the individual pockets. Systems should work so that the people, the citizens, can benefit from the country and the resources of the country through the system. And only because they are citizens, not because of whose seat they're kissing or which political party they are affiliated with. Our platform is to build system, to ensure that this system work with integrity, credibility, hard work and honesty, discipline and passion, so that the country can start to turn around and the people can start to grow and develop and our country can be a better place. Thank you.
For about a year, he's been there. He thinks he's done well with his light. He wants to be retained. Dillon says he wants to be a check on democracy. Anything resembling dictatorship is a contrast to governance in democracy. Dillon believes that he's the man to do that job. He has not gone to the Senate to say, yes, sir. He wants to be able to look at faces and say, we're going wrong. Let's turn it around so that we can begin to live again. If you believe Darius Dillon on all the things he said, December 8th. Thank you. Next, Sheikh Moustapha Kouyateh. Oh, okay, fine. You're right. Why, you scared to come for it? Okay, good. You're right. You caught me on that one. So, Thamas P. Fallah, Pango Fallah, correct? So, Thamas Fallah will get his 5 minutes. Wait for us as we enter your timeline. Don't worry, we'll take care of that when we reach there. We're coming to you, sir. Don't worry. All right. So Thamas Fallah is a candidate in the race. Thamas, if you are ready, let us know.
Ready.
Ready. If you are ready, we're clocking in your time for 5 minutes right here. Thank you. You're rolling.
Thank you. Being respectful of protocol, let me say all protocol observed because of time. I'd like to welcome my colleagues, my friends, into Bentor, the seat of Montserrado County. Some of them for the very first time visiting Bentor. I say, colleagues, you are welcome officially. Let me say to you, the people of Montserrado County, I am Thamas Fallah. I have come into this business with wealth of experience. I am the most qualified candidate for this legislative position among my peers and colleagues. Today we have come in keeping with our functions and responsibilities, given my experience in this legislative business over the years. in keeping with our three statutory responsibilities as a lawmaker or will-be lawmaker: representation, oversight, and lawmaking. Permit me as a guru in this business, to help my colleagues to understand the 4 components that we consider the social contract to our people, you, our electors. Because we have come here today in solicitation of your support and votes. And if we should enjoy that convenience few days from now, we owe it to you as the electors. So we introduce the social contract components. Let me go further by saying, in the spirit of true representation, as we are seeking today to represent you, the people of Montserrado County, it must be participatory. Participation in terms of decision making is not Senator Fallah, because we will be elected on the 8th of December. Senator Fallah was allowed the people of Montserrado County to get involved and be part and parcel of the agenda that will be set for the people of Montserrado. I've listened to so many of my friends since this issue of debate ensued. It's good to be ambitious. You listen to the platform, it's because some of them have not been there. They don't know what is there. So they give some ambition, and the ambition is so high in terms of the platform. That's why most of them, when they get elected, in no time they become unpopular and dysfunctional. Because when you state a platform and tell the people what you will do and attempt not to do it, in no time you become unpopular with your electors, your constituents. But given my experience in this business, let me say to you, the people of Montserrado County, if you gave us the opportunity to serve you, which I am very convinced that you will give Honorable Fallah the opportunity to represent you at the Senate. Gave him an experience over the year that I've worked in this theater and this business for 15 years. I understand working the dialectics of the 3 cardinal responsibility, evidenced by the benefit that the people of District Number 5 enjoy today. I have graduated to serve you, the people of Montserrado, so that I can use those functions and responsibility for the benefit of the people of Montserrado County. With that said, to you, the people of Montserrado, at this juncture, permit me to share with you my platform. Permit me to share with you my 90 days deliverable. Once given opportunity, and I want you to hold my feet to the fire for this, we should be put on record for what we say. That's what makes us credible. We have enjoyed 15 years in this business. If you gave me an opportunity to serve you at the House of Elders, as we call it, my first 90 days, I want you to investigate whether that has happened. To the best of my knowledge, I haven't seen it. Honorable Fallah, in the first 90 days, in terms of the participatory democracy that we speak about.
All right, so Dillon, you gotta mind your business here. Thamas, Fallah, and Dillon, just stop it. Keep the podium quiet, gentlemen. One of you will win, no matter what. The basketball game. So, Thamas, Fallah began with it. I am the most experienced man in the race. I've been here 15 years. I know the job. Social responsibility theory is my business. I want to be able to deliver your side of it. I've I've been doing it, I want to do it again. But as I said all this, I want to deliver my platform. Bam, took all debates. There you go. So Thamas will come back. There's enough time to expound. Okay, Sheikh, if you're ready, then your time is rolling at 5 minutes to 0.
Good afternoon, fellow Liberians. I present myself to you today not as the most qualified, known as the best, knowing that you have the qualification and you are the best, and this is why we have come to seek your employment from you. I have come not to brag of anything, but to let you know that this year, December 24th, making 42 years, I have been married for 19 years, and I'm blessed with 8 children, 6 girls, 2 boys. I have never worked in government. I established my own business when I was at age 21, and have been managing things that way and doing things for myself and contributing to the uplifting of our country without being an employee of the Liberian government. But after serving the private sectors for 21 years, I realized that there's a need to turn to the people. The public service is where one chooses to forgo your happiness to seek the happiness of the masses. And I have come to you today. Now to tell you that my comrade, the Senator Dillon, is like this. Not to say that my comrade, Representative Fallah, is this way. I'm here to say to you that when the Bible was given to Jesus, to Moses, the Torah was given to Moses, he was told to read. When Jesus Christ was leaving his disciples, he said to them, read. When the Quran was given to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said to him, Ikra, meaning read. So we have come today to share with you the word read, R-E-A-D. The R stands for reconciliation. The E stands for empowerment. The A stands for accountability. And D stands for development. I realize our country has scarcity for reconciliation. We are all aware that we have been divided, not as Liberians or non-Liberians. We have been divided as ruling party and opposition. And I believe that the responsibility of a senator is to reconcile your people. So when I'm elected on the 8th of December, as Senator Montserrado County, my first priority will be to reconcile Liberian people through reconciling the Senate, where the Senate will not be a CDC Senate or CP Senate or RA Senate, but a Liberian Senate. Secondly, when it comes to empowerment, I realize that the population of our country, we have 60% of our population who are young people. And the victim of our democracy is the youth. So we have decided also to have a bill being prepared, which have been prepared is known as National Youth Service Bill. This bill will be a bill that will restore the integrity of the young people, where it will bring about compulsory education, job security, and coexistence. Further to that, we come toward accountability. Our country has been defined as the poorest country in the world. We are not poor because Liberia has natural resources. We are not poor because we have maximum population who are young people. We are poor because of poor management. And what leads to poor management is lack of accountability. So we will be introducing a bill called Asset Verification Bill. When this bill passes, it will bring about 3 things. Revenue generation, 1. The second, it will bring about accountability. And the third, it will bring about transparency. D, development. When we come to development, we realize that in the past years, from 1847 up to present, Liberians have been victimized by their own government. And Liberia have been spectators for so long. Their natural resources, they have not been participators to it. The government developmental plans, they have not been included in it. So we are saying, why should we continue to have concession agreement, an agreement that will enslave our people, our agreement that keep our people as strangers? So we are saying that there's a need for reform, land reform. So we will introduce through our colleagues a bill to be called corporate agreement, and this corporate agreement will be a bill that will enable Liberians to participate in the development of our country, mostly in the mining and culture sectors. Fellow Liberians, a senator is not one who has the power. You have the power. A senator is a messenger. I am your messenger. I'm not the best. You are the best. I'm not the most educated. You are the most educated. I need your job. On this note, I petition you. Entrust me with your confidence to serve you as a senator of Montserrado County. Thank you so much.
I believe you got the power. Everything is in your hand. You are the rich people. You are the bookish people. I'm a servant. We should serve. Our government has not done well. He's not referring to a specific. Generally, he believes government has not done well for his people in his country. He will bring bills mainly targeted at improving the lives of young people who he says are victims of misrule in this country. Sheikh Kouyateh wants to be your leader. I want to be senator. Give me the job. I like it. It's good. Good job. Give it to me. December 8th. Sheikh Kouyateh. If you believe him, try him on December the 8th. All right. You listen to the three of them speak very well. Next will be the trending issues. We should have given them 8 minutes each, but there are just 3 here. It's fair that we give them 10 minutes each.
Gangsterism are all over. Recent mysterious and conspicuous theft, armed robbery in Monrovia, in particular, and in Liberia in general. What can you say on that? Those are the trending issues. 1.
Well, when it comes to the growing wave of insecurity and fear in the country, it's blamed largely on the fact that we have a regime security rather than we have a state security. A regime security is a security sector that believes that it should protect only people that kiss in the feet of the government. And a state security is a security that protects all, regardless of who is in power. A typical example of a regime security was displayed on Saturday at the SKD when you had EPS people wearing a banner of the ruling government party. That's regime security. And when people are dying, some of these deaths could be natural, unrelated to anybody killing them. But when you have a government that fails to investigate properly and bring at least some logical conclusion to some of these deaths, the investigative reports, you will leave room for speculations and rumors and lies. And when more people start to die, the way people are dying, it sends fear. We have a country today where the government has not imposed curfew, but people are doing self-imposed curfew because they are afraid to be out in the night after 8 o'clock. We want to urge our government to do more and better. And the way the government, especially the executive, can do that, if you have a vibrant, courageous legislature that can say, check and balance is a hallmark of our being here. So that when the security people know they have the Senate with the number of people that can put them in check. Let me give a typical example. A typical example. We wrote Senator Dillon in line with our oversight and representation duty. We wrote Senator Komine Wisa, Senator Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence. We wrote plenary. No one senator or representative can summon public official unless you do it cordially. But before plenary or before a committee, one lawmaker cannot summon a public official in line with our duty.
So, Senator Dillon, can we just stick
to
the issue? You got 10 minutes, but we still got on several other issues.
Yeah, I got 10 minutes.
10 minutes on several other issues.
Okay, I want
to. Let's just go to the issue of
No, I want to
Okay,
land
fine,
on this.
please.
And until we have a legislature.
Your
and
10 minutes going.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well, we'll have a legislature that can hold public officials accountable from the executive. The fear of growing wave of insecurity will cease
So
because.
can we address the issue of drugs and substance abuse by young people in Montserrado?
Yeah, it's a social issue. And it was not the creation of this current administration, but the only thing is that this current administration has worsened it. It has worsened, and we need to take action, and that is why my office is winding down on the completion of a rehabilitation center.
So let's look at the impeachment of
you.
the impeachment and removal of
But and I will be rushing it in.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes.
But well, I got my 10 minutes.
Yeah, but the 10 minutes for everything else, we want to like, don't want to be able to touch everything. So let's look at the impeachment and removal of
The
Cabinet
impeachment and removal of Cabinet Jane was done by reckless conduct of corrupt politicians led by the president of Liberia, aided and abetted by Thomas Fallah and the rest of the gang at the Liberian legislature, and presided over by the Chief Justice. And thankfully, a foreign court has intervened to restore the rights of Kabina Jane that he could not benefit from in his own country under his own constitution.
So in 90 days, what will you do for us, the people of Montserrado County?
You know, these questions good for presidential debate, but I'm answering.
Senator, close to President.
These questions are good for presidential debate, but as a senator, my agenda is reform. So within 90 days, having been re-elected within 90 days, in addition to my bill, my draft act that is already in committee room, setting the salary of lawmakers to $5,000 in keeping with Article 36 of the Constitution. I got 2 more draft bills. For me, I'm up for reform. One, we look at the code of conduct that the current administration has no regard for. Let's look at the code of conduct. One, reform. One, we should not only declare asset, we should publish it. Declaration of assets should not be secret. We should publish it for the public to know so that the public can be able to audit our lifestyle in office. 2, look at the code of conduct. It is my view that it's too unfair.
So let's look at agriculture and food security.
Yeah, we'll answer that. It is unfair. I got 10 minutes. I'm looking at the time. Yeah, I can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I've been on debate before, so I know the time. Yeah, I know how to take advantage of that. The code of conduct, it is my view that it is unfair for people in the executive or anybody in the executive to be made to resign 2 years to election. It is my view that we should amend the code of conduct, that very provision, to say if you are in the executive and you want to contest in an election, when you submit your nomination to Elections Commission, it is approved. At that point, you can resign. Not 2 years to an election
So Senator Dillon, let's look at agriculture and food security.
Agriculture.
And food security.
Food security. You see, agriculture is always said as a cliche that it is the bedrock of the economy. The vision of the administration for agriculture must be funded, supported by the legislature. The agenda of the administration is what the legislature will seek to promote or correct. When the president and his agriculture minister come forth with the agenda for agricultural growth, food security, all of those stuff, we are constructive enough to give our vote to those.
So in your last 1 minute, what do you make of the rise in gender-based violence?
You see,
how will you tackle that when you are re-elected?
Thank you. First thing, our belief in this country is that we get laws. We got plentiful of laws. That is why I'm not focusing on too much bills and laws. We got plentiful of laws, and the laws that we have in this country, so plentiful, but we are not implementing them. And because our lack of will and courage to implement the existing laws, it makes it appear as though the existing laws are either weak or non-existent. That is why you hear some people say, like, kill rapists, for instance, because we're not prosecuting people. Firstly, the executive and the legislature for 15 years, from Montserrado to today, when my colleague Thomas Fallah said, they have had no courage to implement or talk about the statutory rape law. Thomas Fallah colleague, a representative from Grand Guinea, was accused of tampering with a 13-year-old child. The existing law on rape, statutory rape, is once you are 18, you are less than 18 years old, even if you agree for somebody to have sex with you, it is rape. First thing, what we need to do is, when you have these children, bearing children, anybody below 17, go to the hospital.
So now that the laws are there.
I give you how we can enforce it.
Yeah, let's see how.
But I give you how. I give you
the
how.
practical.
I give you the practical. If a 17-year-old child or below 18-year-old child pregnant, go to the hospital for delivery. Find a father, grab him for statutory rape because that child is below 18. And a 13-year-old child was said to have given birth by a lawmaker, allegedly. Now they didn't go to investigate him, so that matter is still left untouched. The children who are under 18 in this country should be protected under the law. And the way to see about sexual-based, gender-based violence and all of this stuff is simple. Let the law be blind. When the law starts to see that the thing can be selective, it can be sympathetic, the law should be about what is right and now who is involved.
Yeah. In 30 seconds, what is your thought on the war crime code? Must we do restorative justice or
I want war crime code today.
Justice, sorry.
I don't want restorative justice.
Okay.
People are not shown to be repentant in this country. I want people to pay for the crimes against this country and humanity. That means
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Senator Dillon. And you heard him. He laid everything out. He managed to stay within the 10 minutes, even though we tried to drag him above a little. But thank God for the timer. So we'll take Representative Thomas P. Fallah. Welcome.
Thank you. No, okay. It's okay.
So be said, just say ready.
Ready.
So you were listening to some of the training issues, so we're just kind of repeating it. So I will read that. So let's start with the issue of accountability in management.
Moderator, permission, please. Can I rumble through my first 5 minutes before I get in my 10 minutes?
No, the 10 minutes about this training issue. So your 5 minutes out already.
Okay.
So your time is rolling. The issue of accountability in management. You are a current lawmaker. What do you make of that?
Well, thank you. Accountability in management in terms of the social and the county development fund specifically. There are rules on the books. We are lawmakers. Whenever you pass the budget, there are issues that attach to the usage of social and county development funds. And it's good that this discussion came out today. Sometimes we hear our friends talk about the usage of the social development fund. There are procedures that govern the usage of the county development funds. There are integrated institutions when those fundings are mismanaged or misapplied by a representative or a senator. We have an anti-graft institution, the LACC, the GAC, that can reprimand any individual that misapply. We as a lawmaker, if I am elected senator, we're going to add additional teeth to those laws in making sure we hold public official feet to the fire.
So while we're still tracking on the accountability, can we talk a little bit about your strategy in tackling corruption and improving the national economy?
As a lawmaker, we have a responsibility. Our duty is not to execute. Our duty is to put policy into perspective. So I, as a senator, will add additional teeth, enforce those laws that we have.
So do you think the current teeth is not biting enough?
In my mind, we need a lot to be done if we have to fight corruption and fight accountability that we talked about. But I believe we have existing laws on the book. We're going to empower them, enforce them to make sure if these allegations or some of the claims are genuine, the laws must be able to hold those that are accountable feet to the fire.
The
want to be
increase
cautious
of drug
time.
abuse amongst
The
young
increase
people.
of drug abuse. The first thing, these are social issues. We as a lawmaker, I say I come here with voice of experience. The experience I bring to the table gave me a clearer understanding, not to knock my chest. As a lawmaker, we will lobby with our colleagues. We will lobby with our colleagues to give additional tips to make sure our children, our kids that are in the ghetto, that have been abused by drugs. Firstly, as a senator, I have to give a counseling because I normally tell my people in my district, I came from a ghetto community. You as a leader must first dramatize, give your success story in order to be able to change someone. The issue is not on the government alone. The government have a role to play. You as a public figure, you have a role to play. We want to make sure our young kids' lives change. We gave them the importance of their own lives to make sure they can gravitate and become people in society tomorrow. There are a lot of leaders, including me, that came from the slum and the ghetto community that have turned to national leader because we believe we were not to remain there, but we can triumph over our odds and become successful people in society. So we want to build institutions, not like what my colleague did. He talked about building one rehabilitation center up to now. He cannot finish it, he cannot accomplish it. But when Fallah says something, he do. If we develop you, we'll build you rehabilitation center to help this government improve the lives of our kids.
Accountability in the management of Montserrado County, social and county development funds.
Thank you very much. I think this question was taken from my platform. When you read, when you follow my platform, read READ, A is turn on it. So we will introduce a bill called Asset Verification Bill. When that bill is passed into law, it will compel every citizen, including the president, to give account of his earning. For example, where President we have over 45 houses being built in 1 year time, they will be able to give account for that. In example, where Darius Dillon have bought a new car for himself, when you say you're not going to ride expensive cars, you're going to give account for that. So this will help us to install what we call accountability in our country.
So the increase in drugs, especially amongst young people.
The increase in drugs, as you listen to Representative Fallah, you know, he said he stands for reconciliation, and he came back, he said there's a need for restorative justice. So that was something where he was conflicting, you know? So he said yes and said no, so which one can we take? So the issue here is that the reason why we have young people in ghettos is because of war. It's because they have been denied opportunities. This is why we are introducing the National Youth Service Bill. When that bill is presented and passed into law, every young person, available seller, or child, will have the same right and same privilege as the minister's son.
So growing insecurity. We have self-imposed curfew according to Senator
We
Dillon.
have growing insecurity. Interestingly, both candidates on the left and the right, you know, Honorable Dillon comes from the past government, and Honorable Fallah comes from the present government. The two of them are responsible for insecurity. Where is Harry Grease? If we can talk about Harry Grease, the question is, where is Harry Grease? If Harry Grease can be accounted for, we should be asking for where are the 4 auditors? The 4 auditors were the Minister of Justice, where the Minister of Justice sat down and said that people were in air-conditioned cars and they died of heat in the country. Oh, so sad. So both of them.
Corruption. How will you tackle corruption?
You know, corruption, as I said to you, we have an anti-corruption project bill. That is the asset verification bill. You will not fight corruption when you don't have account of how people earn for themselves. When John Brown is being paid $3,000, and when he builds a house for $100,000, if you cannot give account of that house will be taken for him. If he's in the private sector, he go to jail for 1 year. If he's in the public sector, he should be denied for a lifetime not to serve in government. This will put stop to corruption.
Agriculture and food security.
You know, when you say agriculture and food security, they are the same. Without food, how do we sustain ourselves? You know, when you bring the empty bag here today, and without putting something there will fall. So what is the security for our people? Agriculture. Let's go back to the farm. Let's go back to the soil. Let's take advantage of what is given us. Liberia is not a poor country. As a senator of Montserrado County, I will collaborate. I will convince my colleagues that we increase the budget for the Ministry of Agriculture, where we'll be able to buy equipment and give to our farmers, where we'll be able to introduce LPMC in another form, where private sectors, Liberian business agriculture, will be empowered by the government to grow food, and at the same time, another sector will be responsible to do the baking and the baking of our products that we consume.
So let's look at referendum and dual citizenship.
Referendum. Every citizen wants to have referendum, but it's untimely. How can our people vote referendum when we have not informed them? They have to be informed. Nobody against the term of the president be reduced from 6 to 5. That is a very good idea. But the question is, beginning it was 6 to 4. Why is 8 has come to 5? Everyone is sincere. The question is, this referendum, the dual citizenship should be for born Liberian citizens. Then what are we in haste? The Bali Island, an island where the Indian government decided to build a conference center. Because of one conference center, that island name has been changed from its original name, which was a local name, to a Bali Island, which is an Indian name. So I suspect that dual citizenship will include white men. We say no to it.
Rising sexual and gender-based violence.
You know, in a country where laws, men are not governed by laws, but laws are governed by men, this is what happened. This is what happened. Our country is a country of men, not a country of law. This is why when government officials are killed and leaders come out and leaders come and say that those government officials who died in the car, that they were committing adultery, they have their children, their family, their life breath was shame given to them. They will have good laws. That is why we will work with the Senate to strengthen the Senate. I will not be the change maker, but I'll work with my colleagues, and the Senate will be the change maker for the Liberian government.
So war crimes code, restorative or retributive?
You know, we all call for reconciliation, it's true. But how do you reconcile people who continue to do something habitually? You know, there's no need for reconciliation. People must pay for what they have done to our people. Because that is why we have ex-fighters today being organized and being supported by national government. That is why today we have ex-fighters being organized and being supported by the opposition, the CPP. So what is the security? Today, our young brothers and sisters, instead of bringing programs that will improve their youth life, they feed on young people, they have been barratized. They have been barratized by the CPP and the CDC. The only thing they give them is Barrett, they don't give them brains. We will say to you, the National Youth Service Bill will protect you, will restore your integrity, and will protect your future and the future of this nation.
So the impeachment of Councillor Chane.
We know, interestingly, Honorable Fallah, who was the core campaigner for the impeachment, he has said that the impeachment was not legal, it was political. You know, when a lawmaker say a decision was taken based on political reason, that is scary. But again, when I heard Senator Dillon saying that this government should be held responsible, it's an irresponsible government, the question is he not part of the government? The Liberian Senate, 30 members, 11 members at the time, 9 was from the CDC and 21 was from CPP. So who impeached Cabinet Jane? It was the CPP that impeached Cabinet Jane because they have more members there. So both groups are responsible for the injustice against Cabinet Jane, and the government of Liberia will accept ECOWAS recommendation to pay him a just fare.
The influx of refugees coming to our country.
As you are aware, we live in a state of insecurity, where Africa has problems with elections, when Kenya has problems with election. The reason why refugees are coming, because they set a referendum that brought about third term. And we are saying no to referendum. No to referendum this time. That have been pushed to 2023 so that our people cannot leave here to go to Senatorial as refugees. Our brothers who come, we embrace you because you have once embraced us.
So finally, your 90 days deliverable.
Sheikh Al-Moustapha Kouyateh, when you elect me on the 8th of December, as I've come to you with open arms, I'll wait for you because I know that I'm your servant. I'm not a Messiah. I've not promised to pay you rules because I know that you were given the job. Gave me the job. And as a messenger, I will make sure what you want must be done. In the 90 days, reconciliation will be done. We'll make sure that the Liberian Senate will reconcile, even though my brother Thomas Fallah will be in the House as representative. And I'll make sure that the lower house, I will start Montserrado County, the 70 representative, and our 2 senators, my brother is here, Sir Joseph is here, who and I have spoken, and he's assured me that when I win, they'll work together, and we will unify the Senate. We'll begin with Montserrado County and move forward to other counties. And the second thing is, I will ensure in the 90 days to have the National Youth Service Bill being passed into law. And I can assure you, in the 90 days, Asset Education Bill will be passed into law. I can assure you, in 90 days, the land reform for saying no to concession agreement and yes to corporate agreement will be passed. At the same time, I will encourage and I look forward where we'll make an amendment that our government will be decentralized, where Honorable Jefferson Kouyateh will be elected as mayor rather than being appointed as mayor, where Honorable Brian will be elected as Senate Superintendent rather than being appointed. We want a decentralized government, and that is the only way we can protect the sovereignty of our state. May God bless you, but trust me, after election, there's Liberia. Before the election, there's Liberia. Let's embrace ourselves, let's love ourselves. May God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sheikh. It's Liberia. So we say thank you to the 3 candidates for handling the trending issues. So now the floor is back to John.
Scholarship to students at TIFA Vocational Institute, while at the same time he was informing the students that they were attending that school, the TIFA Vocational Institute, free. If that is not theft, if that is not conflict, then what it is? You say you have never used a dime. Yeah, is it?
Thank you. You see, audience, I have been waiting for this question, Dillon. You see, you continue to prove naivety when it comes to this issue. You have paraded all of the radio stations in this country. The usage of counter development funds is discussed in keeping with the budget law. You must consult with your constituents. They must prepare resolution. It must go to internal affairs. It must meet the accuracy of the superintendent before it goes to final stage in terms of check making voucher. You see this document here. I told you not a dime was used. Why you did not name the number of students? 400 students benefited from this 20,000. Are you people, you and Grace Pan, as paraded. The only thing Thomas Fallah School is in my name. It's in my name. This money was not used to build school. It was used to benefit the Liberian children. Evident by this voucher, I can give you your own document. Here are the names. Those beneficiaries. Here are the names. Your own document. Here are the names. Here are the names. These are the assessments. You must lay this to rest alone and understand how government works. You got limitation. You got total limitation, my friend.
Okay. Are you done? Are you done?
Thank you. Hello. Dillon to Thamas Fallah, question number 3 from Dillon. Last question. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I expect the chair spot to chair. But here's the thing, Mr. Thomas Fallah, all truth and integrity, conflict of interest. The list of students here as listed were students in the TIFA Vocational School who you put under the impression were going to the school free. At the same time, you are robbing money from government from them. This is the evidence. This is the evidence, and this is the issue. Truth telling. The students were going there free, Thomas Fallah scholarship, and at the same time, you are drawing money from the county development money to reward yourself for those very students. And you put them under the impression that they were going there free because you like them. And that is the issue, Mr. Fallah. My last question. My last question. What have you done with the China Union money for which each of you, Montserrado County lawmakers, received 20,000 United States dollars from the China Union money for Montserrado County? What have you done with that money? Where's the accountability?
Thank you, Dillon. Dillon, you see, I like you, you're my friend. But you come with a limitation when it comes to this business. No, it's not yes or no question.
He's answering you, sir. Give him an opportunity.
Yes. Dillon, you need to take it easy. Dillon, you just lay a premise. And let me bring you back to this. The issue of county development funds is not squarely within the purview of a senator like you, Dillon, not of me or the Fallah. It should be a broad-based consultation in concert with the people. When the people are involved, then county development fund come into usage. So on this 20,000, I want you to be educated today. You have insinuated from place to place about 20,000, or the Fallah have impeccable reputation in this country. I have integrity more than you. I have credibility more than you. Evidence that I have never in my life gone to jail, not a common person. I have not one day in my life been evicted or indicted by any jurisprudence in our country, thereby make me to be a free person. No integrity institution, GSC, LSCC, have ever one day found me guilty of any criminal act. So please, as a national leader, you must desist from perception, mere perception. So the issue of social development fund, 20,000 China Union you talk about, Dillon, you are limited again. Social development funds are tied to counter development fund. It has the same ground rule in terms of usage. If my district is entitled to 20,000, it's 20,000 that come to me for the benefit of my people. Go in District 5 today. One day, have you heard District 5? I have District Development Council. I have all my 19 chairpersons. They are complacent and satisfied with me because of the huge
China Union
money was given to District 5 for the usage of the people of District 5, but it was not Safun as been insinuating in the public.
Thank you. Now your two reporters.
You see, you very all right. Did you receive?
I received and was used for
no question. Reporter, disagree and hit him hard if you like.
Thomas, listen.
You don't respond. Not anymore. You have the. You can't go except you. You need my mic.
Mr. Fallah?
Yeah, Mr. Dillon.
I was adjusted minister. And you know that?
Yes. I made it a planet.
And you met me that planet time?
Yes.
You met me there, right?
Yes.
Or one time? And somebody brought your complaint?
Yeah.
That you received the money for playing and you did not receive.
No question. Hit him.
I'm reporting the message you got integrity.
So
you never been jail before.
Go ahead.
You got no question. You said 3. No, Mr. Montserrado.
No, we said 3 and 2 reporters.
Hello,
sir.
You said reporter.
Yes, go ahead.
On integrity.
Please do.
Thank you.
Reporter is different from question, Dillon.
He's on the floor. Can you give him a chance?
Question.
You were here. The man's on the floor. Give him the opportunity. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Fallah says.
Please be brief now.
Mr. Fallah says he has never been jailed. He had never been brought before any investigative body.
And you said no?
I said no, and he just admitted that he appeared before me as Justice Minister.
Does that mean he went to jail?
Yes, I locked him up for taking people money for playing. I did. And he knows it.
Okay.
And he knows it.
All right.
Did he not? The gentleman just admitted.
Number 2.
No, John, you don't.
But you've done it.
No, John, no. We're talking integrity issue here. This man say.
So, number 2 reporter.
The brother said he had integrity. He had never been brought before any investigative body.
So he came in front of
He
you.
came before me and just admitted for Justice Minister.
And you say you jailed
We
him.
say he to jail for taking people money for playing that he did not deliver.
Okay.
And that's what we're saying.
All right, number 2. Number 2 reporter.
Number 2, why have you not called county meeting?
Huh?
Why have you not called county?
No, reporter, not question. Reporter. Yeah.
Reporter, whatever.
No, thank you. Both of you back off. Thank you. You got questions for him?
I got simple question.
All right, listen now. Hello. Now, Thomas Fallah has got questions for A.B. Darius Dillon. Thomas, your question.
Thank you, Dillon. You claim to be respecter of the laws. In keeping with the national elections guidelines that each senatorial candidate must have a county office in Bentor, can't you show me or show the people of Montserrado where is your office in Bentor in keeping with the National Elections Commission guidelines? 1. 2, Dillon, I want you to state here as the senator of Montserrado County, one of the administrators. Can you name me the entire local government of Montserrado County to include the commissioners? How many townships in Montserrado? I want you to tell me how many governors in Montserrado. I want you, Dillon, my senator, to tell me today how many cities in Montserrado County. I want you to discuss the means and bounds, urban and rural Montserrado, for the benefit of the people of Montserrado County.
Good. Dillon.
Thank you. Let me use the mic in louder. Thank you. Mr. Fallah, you need to go and read the election law. The election law is simple. When you register as an independent candidate, you must show your office. When you register as an institutional candidate, the headquarters of the institutional candidate is the headquarters that you use. And that is the election law. You need to go and reread it and comprehend it. That is all. Mr. Fallah, you are asking me to name all the commissioners and the number and all that thing. Here's the thing. You know why commissioner is coming to my office? Because your president will fire them.
It's not the question. It's not
But
the question.
your president will fire them.
Stick to the question.
Your president will fire them. Fallah, the deal, the superintendent of this county has refused to even visit my office or invitation, only because she is
The superintendent.
the partisan. Right in the hall last year, the superintendent of this county broke the rule of
Dillon, you need
governance.
to answer the question.
But
I want you to list and name local government.
I'm going to list local government. List all the local. I apologize to you.
Thank you very much.
I am the senator.
All right. Stop.
Can you name me the
Hello, no.
That's
Sorry.
the question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you. He said no, he didn't get rebuttal. It's his choice. All right. Are we together? You media people are disturbing. This is surprising. Where are you from? Please back off. All right. Huh?
Honorable Senator Dillon, good afternoon. My question number 1 to you.
1 minute. As long as you don't keep quiet, after this session, we'll shut the debate down. Thank you. Go ahead.
My question number 1 to you. Do you believe that the then government was corrupt?
Come again.
Do you believe that the then government
Who's then government?
headed by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, where VP Bouaka was the vice president? Do you believe that our government was corrupt?
I made it clear, yes. In fact,
If it's yes.
Give him chance. You ask a question.
In fact-
Question number 1.
I am on record. Yeah, but what?
No, but
No. Yes.
Okay, if yes.
No.
If-
1 minute, please.
no, you can't
I
proceed that
have
way.
record to
Give him
prove
time.
that I even said that corruption has won the war against the previous government. So
Thank
yes,
you.
yeah.
If yes, he said this, what pride do you have having the former vice president of Liberia or the Eden Johnny Salif photo behind your tables in Montserrado County and bragging with him as a political leader? If yes.
I take pride in it.
Thank you. So you take pride in
So let him land.
Don't be emotional.
Give him the opportunity.
Don't be emotional.
Okay.
Please, Dillon, go ahead.
I take pride in it because the man Joseph Nyima Boaka himself as a person has demonstrated integrity. Because you work in a government does not mean you are corrupt when that government is corrupt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second question.
No, that's a third question, your last.
Okay, my last question.
Please.
Senator Dillon, how do you feel seeking for a re-election for Senate that you declare to be corrupt and spineless? How do you feel going back to that same Senate that you know that is corrupt and spineless?
Thank you. I feel just how Jesus Christ felt going to Zacchaeus to change him. To change him. To change him. Jesus Christ knew Zacchaeus was coming. You need to control your audience.
Hello. I told you. Hello, wait a minute, Darius. You see here? When they ask this question, hey, you, this woman with the long hair. You see it? That you we're talking to. If I hear from you one more time, we will escort you out. There's enough police officers outside for that. Please give us chance. Listen to your leader. Thank you. Darius, please proceed.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the Senate and will retain the Senate seat so I can be in there just how Jesus Christ went into Zacchaeus' house to change him for the better. And that's why I'm going to the Senate, to change and not to be changed.
Thank you. Sheikh, yes, 2 reporters.
How can you change a Senate that is corrupt when you receive money to give food to Liberian people, when the government receive money to say that those who are behind bars or who are being housed, that because of the COVID-19, that they will be fed? And why did you receive money? And when you were seeking for this job, for employment for the people of Montserrado County, he said that you will not receive any money apart from your salary. That was unfair and that was insincere. The second reporter.
No, you can't respond to reporter.
It's
You
reporter.
can't.
The second reporter. How can you be called a saint when you say that when election is not held in October, that you will not take part, and this election is in December? This is saying that you're dishonest. And another, to conclude this reporter, let me say this to you.
No.
This is a reporter. I just come to 2. And I call back the honorable father. You know, we must be sincere to our people. You just received $10,000 for the poor Montserrado County, and when Joanne out there was calling for Christian State, you were chief of office type at her office. You never said no to Christian State. And when those senators who led the campaign.
So you don't fire. Excuse me, 1 minute. You have to lay by the rules. You are asking questions.
I'm not asking questions.
Don't do that.
I'm reporting, sir.
And he may have to respond.
I'm not asking
He
questions.
may have to respond.
So now it means that it's unbalanced.
No.
Because similar things
You are
happen
making
with
accusations.
Sir, similar things happened with Thomas Fallah. He never, as I said, it was caution. So please, I think I also deserve respect and honor as them. Even though they are ruling party opposition, I'm an independent and I stand for Liberia. Please, he has no right to ask me question. The time he had to ask me question, he never asked me a question.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it's okay. May God bless you.
No, excuse me, stay right there.
So, well, you can come with.
No,
No.
Joe.
No. But leave the man alone.
Joe, in a debate.
Okay, let's do a fair game. No, listen, please. Tama people, who call you? Mama, go back to sit.
Joe, in a
Hey, give me a chance now. Kouyateh,
Yes, sir.
what you've done,
Yes, sir.
listen to me cleverly.
Yes, sir.
What you've done,
Yes, sir.
you've laid a lot of accusations beyond the discussion. So you know what?
No.
You know what?
Similar allegation made against him.
Well, yes, but you
So
went
let me
you
know
went
the
well
second
down.
segment.
May he respond to the Christian one.
Then it means
The Christian one is important.
Okay,
Please do that.
Okay.
Yes.
I always said hearing and listening two different things. One, I said if elections are not held in October in the name of no money, when election is not held in October in the name of no money, I will resign. Sheikh knows, the entire country knows that election was postponed not in the name of no money, but due to COVID-19. Two.
No, he said one.
Two.
Moderator, he said
You
one.
made
Moderator,
allegations.
moderator.
You made, I want to deal with you now.
No,
Then you try.
they were reported.
No, you can't do that,
This is
please.
unfair. This is unfair. This is unfair.
But
Okay, Darius,
you made
Darius,
allegations.
you made
Let me respond.
No,
on
you
the
may
Christian
come
side.
back. No,
I will respond on the
No,
Christian
it's
side.
late.
No, you
He
can't.
had nothing,
It's
no
late.
place
It's
there.
late.
He put it on the
It's
Bible.
late.
He
It's
lied.
Why you
It's
break
late.
it?
It's late.
You breaking
It's
the
late.
rule.
I'm not
Alice,
breaking the
Alice,
rule. He
sit
did,
up,
and
sit
he
up,
didn't
go
put in
back.
order.
No, he has to
He
come back.
talking.
No.
Okay, you both back off. Thank you. Goodbye to all of you. Yeah, please. You're gonna. Please go. For who? For Thamas Fallah. I only hear him when I'm a brother too. Thamas Sheikh is for you.
Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, how are you today? How do you feel with the result of ECOWAS code when you led a campaign to remove a certain associate justice, which by your section, you said that you're removed not based on legality, but you was not removed based on legislation, you're removed based on political. What was the political reason that led to a removal?
Thank you, Sheikh. I said to you from the beginning, and I repeat, as a respecter of the law, and as a lawmaker that understands the doctrine of separation of powers, this issue is at the ECOWAS court. It is being adjudicated. It has not reached a logical conclusion. Therefore, I hold further comment to that.
The question is an answer.
Well, no, you don't determine his answer. Please. No, you don't do that here. You don't determine the man's answer. Please. Thank you.
Question,
Next question.
question number 2.
Thank you.
Honorable,
Kouyateh.
Honorable Thomas P. Fallah, do you agree that President Dr. George Weah took over our breaking economic? If yes, why do you choose, knowing that we have a broken economic and you are elected representative, why do you choose to break the economy more and more?
No, thank you so much. This issue should be a matter of law. You are opting to be a lawmaker. There is nothing statutory, legally, in honor of our jurisprudence that is illegal for being a certain representative to contest for a senatorial seat. There is no law that has been broken, except for triviality. I don't want to delve into trivial issue. If you point at any law, any statute that states that it is forbidding, then we will decline. But going forward, I will say to you, there are precedents, even in the ruling position, the opposition. Before then, 2014, there were certain representatives that contested while they were representative for senatorial position. Today, between the CPP and the UCDC, there are certain lawmakers that are also contesting for senatorial position. So there is no imbalance there. In this democracy, it's always good as a good coach to search for a good player because you want to win. In this case, the CDC have checked and realized that Thamas Fallah is that striker to reclaim Montserrado. That's why we are here.
Kouyateh, question number 3.
Question number 3. Honorable Fallah, do you agree that when we were in opposition, when I was a member of the CDC, we were all in opposition?
Oh, you're not there again?
I'm not there again, he knows that. Yeah, when we were in opposition, do you agree that you are among the people who took casket for one place to another calling for war crime court? How do you feel now? Do you see any sincerity in your speech when you ask for reconciliation?
Similarly, I do. Listen to me, being part of a political institution, there are diversions of views. We will disagree internally and agree. Believe you me, I at the time, I say it time with our number, when CDC was at a peak, when vast majority of sedition believed that XYZ was not right, and I, Thomas Fallah, by then thought that the action was not in the right direction. Not a day you saw me involved in protest, though I was an opposition person. Not a day there is no pictorial evidence. There is not one day that John Collins of the CDC to throw casket. Notwithstanding, they had the right to protest, to agitate. But I, as person, Thomas Fallah, I'm never a violent person, I'm never a troublemaker, I'm a peaceful person. We were always in the middle between the opposition and the ruling position. Coming to my colleagues, gentlemen, for the sake of our country, let's go slow. Going to the ruling party, but then Madam Ellen Johnson said, leave. The records are there. Madam President, is there a way that we can set to mitigate between you, your government, and the opposition community? And that's what we were doing, mitigating between the both parties. Today, we still enjoy the peace of this country, and CDC have come to the hand of power.
Kouyateh, your two reporters.
Fellow citizens of Montserrado County, imagine having a representative of a party chosen by the party over 2 million of its partisans. And he's denouncing the party for activities that they took part in last year. Years back, that is something of insincerity. And again, as you can see, this man who has built schools, who has given scholarships to students, and Senator Dillon was able to bring documents to show that those students who were benefiting from his scholarships were not benefiting from his personal money, but government was giving money to him. And knowing very well that things are high. Things are high. Where last year they called for Polita Wee to become the candidate for Montserrado County, believing that the party stands for women empowerment.
And so what's your point?
15 women, among the 15 candidates of CDC, there's no one woman. How do you feel today, my brother? This is a man that you cannot trust, and this man, you cannot trust him, and the governor brought this man forward. Don't trust the government. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, both of you goodbye. Okay. A great debate, not so? A great debate. I see that this audience may be troublesome if we allow questions from you. We therefore are announcing the shutdown of this debate one. Thank you so very much.
Nigeria is all we want. This is why we lead you today with this acronym. Read. Arab reconciliation, A, empowerment, A, accountability, and D, development. And these are your cries. And I submit myself to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sheikh Kouyateh, come back to me. Can you proceed out of the hall? Yeah, take your documents. Sheikh Kouyateh. No. We know what we're doing, Dillon. Sheikh, goodbye. You will go outside and shake hand there. Goodbye, Sheikh. Thank you for coming. Sheikh Kouyateh leaves the hall. Thank you. Next, A.B. Darius Dillon. Thank you, A.B. Thank you. I mean, I know your man here. These guys, man. I mean, you're giving me, all of you are my friend. Why am I doing this race? Who am I voting for?
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up at this debate.
Yeah.
1 minute closing statement. It is good to set the record straight.
Yes.
Sheikh Kouyateh made allegation, one allegation that he could not prove. One, I did not say I will resign in October when elections were not held in October, just like that. Every media institution in this country has my audio recording and video. I said, if we government say no money in the name of no money and want to postpone election to violate the Constitution, I will resign. The whole country knows we did not postpone the election in the name of no money, but for COVID. Sheikh Kouyateh also lied, not misleading, but he also lied to the effect that Darius Dillon has been supporting a Christian state. All the records are clear on social media, my audience, everything there. Every time they talk about Christian state, I say the Bible says, let your light so shine before men. They will see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Nobody will make them country a Christian nation. Let our work, our service to God prove our religion. And I want to thank you and God bless you.
All right, so Darius Dillon leaves the hall. Thank you, Senator. Please follow the police. Thank you, Senator, for coming. All right, Thamas P. Fallah's 1 minute departure. Stand by. Thank you, Thamas.
Thank you.
You're clocking in your 1 minute. Stand by there.
In conclusion,
Stand by, Thamas. All right, your time is rolling.
In conclusion, let me say thank you to all of you. Thanks to the administrators of this place. But in keeping with our president, George Manan Weah, in my 100 days deliverable, let me begin by saying thank you to His Excellency for making sure that tuition is free at the level of public institution of higher learning. Let me say thank you, President Weah, for prioritizing wise fee free for our children. But I will go one step further. If given an opportunity to serve as senator for this great country, in my first 90 days, we're going to cast a law that after George Weah, tuition and tertiary education in the public sector will continue to be free of charge. The wise fees will be free of charge for Liberian children to go to school. I'd like to say to all of you, as the
Thank you, sir.